I love the gift of being able to access self and using the tools that we've learned in CHJL gives me the opportunity to like tap into it at any given moment, right? And so I feel like I have more of the 8Cs energy as I interact with, of course, myself and all of my different parts that I'm trying to continue to witness, or that allow me to continue to witness them. There's just, I think, more of an energy of love around all of my parts because of my deepened comfortability with tapping into that self energy. I'm also clear when I am operating from self. So it gives me more access to choice, to know, okay, take a moment, take a beat, slow down. Yeah.
I think for me, through this cohort, I was able to find out those parts. I think before it was like one identity, thinking about it all. And then now it's more like, wait, there's multiple. And being able to kind of focus on some parts, right? And even befriending some of those parts. What I really loved in the program too is that like we got to learn that sometimes these parts are stuck in time. I think that was just extremely insightful for me to think about that and to like realize that, and then to acknowledge that some of my parts are stuck in a certain age. And then I think I got to experience self energy through the program. I think before it was kind of like abstract, and now being able to like sit with it and know what it feels like in my body, I think is what I got to learn through the program.
Parts for me, and just kind of like really acknowledging them and coming into like just acknowledging them and then like a relationship with them. When I first did my program was like, whoa, whoa. And I'm gonna like, honestly, it's been years of just like just trying to work through them continuously, right? And the parts I feel it was like I had some challenge with some of them. Some of them I recognized them as really amazing gifts and resources, and I understood where they stood and why they were there at different parts of my life. And then there's times where I'm like what? Like it just I had struggles with that. And just working through it, right? But I think when I finally came to that capital S self,
right,
which was a few years ago, I think it was the birthing of my son that really like helped like just get me into that space in a whole different way. Something really beautiful was created and born from that, and I know that it was all the threads, right, from like my all the parts and all the experiences, my life journey, my ancestry, like lineage, all of that. And then there was just something so powerful that happened for me in that birthing experience. And I really feel in this moment today, like that capital S self is like so grounded, so attuned, so like present, and just like living its best self. And all the parts are like, yeah, so it just feels good. And I noticed I now have a different relationship with the parts, right? And also different parts have come up in being a mom. Some really beautiful ones, and some I'm like, ooh, okay, like let's work through that, So it's just been, it's just been such a journey of a relationship. And I think, we think and we recognize relationships that we have all around us and that we might have had, and how they change and evolve, and it shifts. It never stays stagnant. And that's how I recognize the self and the parts, right? But I also feel now at this point in my life and like where I'm at and all the work that I've done for myself and others and all the things, that capital S self now, it just feels solid, and it's just like there's just like a lot of abundance moving forward from that. You know what I mean? Like the new foundation is different than what it was before. So yeah, that's what I like to share about that.
Lovely. Sounds like you birthed a lot in that one.
Oh,
Pun
let me
intended.
tell you, it was not easy. It was not easy birth.
Mhm.
Both literally and figuratively.
Yeah. Well, I guess what I'll offer, building off of what some of you have said, is my relationship now is I'm noticing, so jaw clenching, what's parts coming up,
All right.
foot, like sometimes just unnecessary. When I'm in awareness of a tightness or a tension, it's like, oh, there's a part. So I feel like I have language now.
Mm.
Rather than earlier, I would be like, oh my God, I'm so rigid, and then shame myself. And then it would be kind of like this ball of I don't know how to make sense of it.
Mm.
So that has been such a gift for me. Another thing is talking about time-bound parts is I am recognizing how much I'm carrying
Yeah.
that my ancestors never got to even say out loud, recognize, address, and let alone work through.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been a revelation. Like, oh, this isn't just about my childhood or something that happened at work a few years ago. This is old shit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that gives me, it just kind of, in a way, it kind of opens things up.
Mhm.
Like, oh, so then like working with it is kind of like this. I don't know. Somehow it just kind of like opens it up for me.
Mm.
And it's not just mine. It's not more of a responsibility. It's actually more of a feeling of sharedness and connectedness.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then what I'll say about self is, I feel like what is divine in me is the same thing that's what's divine in these flowers.
Mm.
And when I can connect to that, it's like, oh yes, we all have an inherent right to be here and to be beautiful, to open and close
Yes.
when we choose with the sun, with the
Yes.
nutrients.
Yes.
So that's
Yes.
what's coming up for me right now.
Yeah. I just thought about the legacy burdens
Mm.
and what you were saying,
Mm-hmm.
and putting that into practice with myself and also with the coach partners, like coaching partners. It's been just like so insightful and like transformative to see that, like to realize that this is not us and this is not ours to hold, and we can send it back. And it doesn't mean, because I think a lot of what we even covered was that, like, I don't want to send it back to my mom or my grandparents, but it's thinking about, let's not think of an image, let's take it all the way back and let's give that back. I don't know, I think it was also something transformative to learn that we don't have to hold on to it.
And we can receive the heirlooms that they have to pass down. So this is like two-way continued communication. As you made the comment about us being the same as the flowers, I'm thinking about Taylor and synchronicity, and how when we are attuned and able to sit in self, we can pay attention, right? And we get the messages. I think about how many coach partners bring my same shit that I have to me, right? And so they're like, today this part is coming up, and I'm like, self-manage, because that's clearly the exact part that I am working with right now, and you are part of the messenger that is connected to all the being, right? All of our highest selves that are operating and vibrating, and sharing messages, right? Like, that's the space when I see it that I know that there is healing that's available for me and my ancestors. Yeah.
Just to answer the question on self and how would I describe it in self for me, it's where there's no self-talk of like responsibilities, but I just feel free and feel like connected to myself and don't feel like this pull. Yes, it does. I feel like there's no this pool of responsibilities or narratives, stories. Like, I feel like self knows exactly what it is, and I just feel connected to what I feel in my body, and then be able to respond to that, even if it doesn't make sense, to the mind or to the outside world. I feel good, and I feel like I don't know anyone anything, and it just makes me feel like I wish all of us were in self, more often. And I actually even, sometimes wish that for my loved ones too. Like, what would it look like if we all showed up and, in our highest selves? And I just think about love and not those stories that we've had to carry for so long. So in myself, I feel free. I'll say that.
There's a lightness
Mhm.
that I know I experience. There's my body doesn't feel tense.
Mm.
My mind doesn't wander and think through a million things. It's really being in balance and just harmony with oneself. And what comes up for me is the word hoso in Navajo means to be in balance and in harmony. Like there's a Navajo word for that, and that's what it is for me. And I think it feels like, oh, it's taken a long time to get here. And of course, there's moments where it's like a reminder, like, okay, like you're shifting out of this a bit, what is happening, and then getting reconnected, because the self is us. We're there, we're the center, we are the very thing, the person, the vessel. So like, what are the conditions that I then need to recalibrate? Because, not everything is like, what can I control? What are things that I can support? But yeah, there's just a lot to share and say about it. But I think I'll just leave it there for now.
When you get a message and you're like, oh yeah, I get it now. And I've had that and always kind of put this like, oh, you're such a late bloomer. Why are you only getting this at this age? And it's like, oh, so I can catch myself now when I have like a opening and then the judgment. And then I'm like, oh my God, what the F? Like, why can't I just be with the opening or the realization? And lately I have been feeling more of the waking up and like, oh yeah, today I'm going to get it done. I'm just going to like, just be in flow and without, just receiving. So I feel like for me, self is receiving those concepts that, reciprocity, divine timing, abundance, like I actually can feel it. And it's like, oh, it's like moving from, okay, I get it, but to, oh, I get it. Like I feel it.
Yeah.
And then just move from it.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Yeah.
Oh, I resonate with that so much.
Yeah. Me too.
And then what Taylor had shared earlier was like, how you'll notice, right? Like the brighter colors and like the crisper air, the smells, the sounds, like the close, so it's like, it's all these like attunements, and it's just something that you experience in your body. And like, I don't want to not have that. So I'm constantly like working towards that. Right.
Yeah.
And then the younger part of me that's like sad that I didn't have that sooner. Right. And just being like, it's okay, but your son will, but your son will. So it's healing that part. And I know it's always going to have a tenderness there because that little girl that didn't have certain things or didn't experience certain things, it's like, it's okay. I'm sad for her. And also like, we're in a better place and your future self is different, and the parts of you that you get to the parts of me, and also the connection to my son is just like, I literally look at him and I'm just like, you're never gonna know you're never going to have to experience the things that I did at your age. Literally, it just won't happen. He just, even up to he's almost 3, and I'm like, you just did not have to go through these things, and I'm very proud of that.
Yes. I felt that.
Yeah, me too.
Both of you in sharing just now named parts in the way that yourself is witnessing them to an extent. Like you named judgment coming up in the morning and you're being like, what the fuck? And like, I saw curiosity also like around that, and it's just this dance, I think, that we're all naming that we continue to do with our parts.
Yeah.
Yeah. and letting them evolve and witnessing them. I'm right now thinking very clearly of like, which C's do I use the most when I'm in that self energy and engaging with my parts in the different moments that they're coming up. I think I have a lot of curiosity. And I think that space of curiosity, particularly when I'm in this intentional, I'm dropping into self space because I need to in that moment. I feel like I have more access to spirit and to be able to hear, do this. And it might be that weird thing, right? Like bringing the plant in but it's freedom. That is liberation. Yeah. That is what we, like you just said, want for ourselves and for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is deep listening.
Yeah.
That's what we don't get in this culture. We literally don't get that.
Right.
So what would it be like to actually listen?
Yeah.
To the wind, to your ancestors saying, take me.
Yeah.
It's so funny you say that. Just yesterday I went on a hike and somehow I figured out, like for the first time, this is going to sound silly, y'all, but for the first time I felt the direction of the wind. And like somehow I was with the sun and I just like, I was feeling the wind, feeling the sun. And it felt like it was talking to me. But I like, there was obviously no audio. Like I couldn't tell the words, but it was like speaking to me, you know, and like being able to be in that, like, I don't know if I would be able to experience this like, 3 years ago, 5 years ago. So the fact that I listened, that I got to feel the wind, like, people always say like, just go with the wind or like, go feel the wind, the direction. And I'm like, I don't know what you're saying. And now I'm like, wait, I know exactly what you're saying because it just happened to me yesterday. But look, I'm 35, and it took a long time for me to be able to get there and feel it, which I think it leads me to like the part that I had to build more with, which is like this critical part that rules my life a lot of times, this critical part of like always wants to be working, literally never is it enough, no matter what I do. And it's like myself, like when I think about it, even like other folks around me, they're like, what do you mean you don't think you did enough? I'm like, yeah. Can you believe that? And they're like, no, and so it's that part that I'm like, I need to be in conversational with that part. It refuses to come out sometimes, it's like, it's been in part of me for such a long time that like, there's still so much work to do and so much to just get to know that part and how I got to be where it's at. So that's just one of the parts that I'm more curious about, that I want to build more with, that has been ruling a lot of different parts of my life.
Oh, I resonate with that. So I had the deep inhale. Yes, still working on that one. Still working with that one. The part for me that I'm working through I would say it's not completely just like, okay, go on your way part type of thing. It's just like, just kind of acknowledging and being in a different relationship with it, or being in a better relationship with that part, is the people pleaser in me. I've always been a caregiver, someone to offer support to others in many roles since I was a little person. And I'm still that person. And I think part of it was like, I had to get rid of who I was in the people pleasing. It's like, no, I can have just better parameters, healthier boundaries, consider myself in how I'm giving some more reciprocal relationships. And for so long I was like, but if I don't do, there's a lot of judgment around from myself, a lot of guilt. Took so many years, but I'm in such a better place from that. And I knew like, that also came from a place of like deep love and caring for people, but how I didn't quite for so long think about myself in relation to that. So like, I can care about everyone else, but I wasn't necessarily considering myself as part of the community, of the family. Like, I was just like, I'm just this additional resource that I kind of wore as a badge of honor for so long, but like felt depleted. And so there's been so much like loving and tender care that been given to myself around this. And there was the question that, we had on our little badges that is like, what are you releasing? What have you released? And it's the people pleasing. Yeah. And I can still be a kind, loving person. I don't need to, I thought like, oh, if I release this, then I'm just going to be a jerk. And like, no, I'm not. That's not me. But I also don't need to like overextend and people please from a place of like guilt and it not feeling good, you know? So.
Yeah, and on that note, as you mentioned, I don't know if you mentioned the word choice, but it's like, oh, now that I know that I maybe overextend, I don't want to go the other way, but now I'm at choice. And it's like, well, gosh, now what? Like, how, and so just to tout the beauty of getting coached. So then we get to get coached, whether it's through our friends and loved ones or our peers. And it's just been so amazing to like have that revelation. And it's not like the revelation alone solves it, but it's like, that's the first step, right? Awareness. And then like, well, how do we want to be? And how do we unlearn and relearn and communicate, get clear to ourselves and communicate? So I just, I learned so much from all of you around like, how do you go deeper in reorganizing our parts? Because we still, we're befriending them. We're not banishing them because there is a tightness around banishing, right? Or control. So, I just wanted to offer that.
Layla, you preaching. Yes. So right now, I am in close conversation with my coordinator part. And I've been doing work with myself and my coach around it. As the language that you're using resonates so clearly with me because she would like just kind of a different seat at the table and to do different things. She doesn't even care about having like a different title or anything like that. She still wants to be the coordinator, but she wants to coordinate snack time. Right? Like I'm an aspiring mother and that's a little bit probably connected to that. And that's okay. I'm going to let her tell me what she wants to do, how she wants to get dressed differently, what shape she wants to take. And then, we'll figure that out. So it's about witnessing, I think, the evolution of these parts. And I'm so grateful for this CHJL community for helping me practice. And knowing, like, in this moment, in this space, witnessing you all and your commitment to continued practicing is like a shared commitment all together. Yeah. Feels like we're liberating the world.
Yes, we are.
Hey. One part at a time.
Yes.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Layla, when you said banishing, my part had a reaction for sure. You know? So it's like, even as we're talking, like it's part of us,
Yeah.
So it's very real. It's not like our
Totally.
parts don't go away, you know, like
No,
we
they
actually
show up.
exactly.
It's not this
It's
or
conversation.
that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We just peek on through, like, I'm still here.
Right.
Like, okay,
Right.
we're good.
Right, exactly. Like, what do you mean banish?
Yeah. Yeah. They just want a little bit of light, a little bit of water, a little bit of that self energy.
Yeah.
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 Ugh.